welcome to Scotiabank Pond as we get set for the GTHL Top Prospects game powered by Under Armour. Dana McKeel alongside the ever-popular Peter Curtis as we get set for what is a very, very action-packed game. A game that attracts a lot of attention, Peter, and you know as well as I do, we've seen so many great players come through this game.
Well, great numbers. You look at the fact, 10th year Dana, I've been here for all of them, and tonight I'm going to say it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I'm actually going to make a prediction. I'll
tell you what, let's talk about these two teams. Celebrity coaches at that with Wendell Clark and Mike Weaver and Shane Corson on one side, and we've got Adam Graves alongside Darcy Tucker and Wayne Primo on the other side. That's a pretty good combination of coaches divided up into two squads.
And you know what the best part is? When the coaches are out and they watch these players go, they're amazed at the skill they have right now. They say, Wendell says, he couldn't skate like these guys could skate when he was 15 years old.
It says a lot, Wendell being a former #1 draft pick in the NHL. Let's talk about star players. And we're looking first at Anthony Wright. This guy has got just all the skills to be a #1 draft pick.
Well, Shane Wright is actually playing up a year. He's an underager. Doesn't look out of place at all, Dana. Exceptional player status in the OHL. It's no secret. He's asked for it. And I expect once he gets through all the testing, the OHL is going to welcome him with wide open arms.
He's a very special player at that. And we're also looking at a defenseman on Team Graves, and that defenseman, Ethan Del Mastro.
Oh, he's the big Marlies defenseman. You got the first place Flyers with Shane Wright, Ethan Del Mastro, the Marlies. This is the battle you see in the regular season. You're going to see it in the prospect. The guy is a big dude, but he can skate like a figure skater. Great mobility for a defenseman.
With that said, we're going to go down to the public address announcer for the introduction of the teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello and welcome to the Scotiabank Pond and to the 10th annual GTHL Top Prospects game powered by Under Armour. We begin tonight by meeting the teams, starting with Team Graves Primo Tucker. Your goaltender, #1, Forbes Andersen. From the Toronto Young Nats. From the Toronto Young Nationals, #30, Samuel Moncada. From the Toronto Young Nationals, #2, Devin Negra. From the Toronto Young Nationals, #3, Landon Cato. From the Toronto Marlboros, #4, Ethan Del Mastro. From the Toronto Marlboros, #5, Artem Guryev. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing #6, Logan Mayu. From the Vaughan Kings, wearing #7, Lane Hinckley. From the Toronto Titans, wearing #8, Anthony Demke. From the Mississauga Rebels, wearing #9, Jesse Fishman. From the Toronto Young Nationals, wearing #10, Josh Bloom. From the Toronto Young Nationals, wearing #11, Zach Dean. From the Toronto Young Nationals, wearing #12, Ryan Del Monte. From the Toronto Young Nationals, wearing #14, Iki Kukowa. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing #15, Jack Beck. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing #16, Wyatt Johnston. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing #17, Danny Zilkin. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing #18, Justin O'Donnell. From From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 19, Tucker Robertson. And from the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 20, Nolan Forster. And now the coaches. Adam Graves was born in Toronto, where he played his minor hockey in the MTHL. He went on to play 1,152 regular season games in the NHL, winning the Stanley Cup as a New York Ranger in 1994. Graves' number 9 jersey was retired by the Rangers in 2009. He currently lives with his family in Oakville and works with the Rangers in hockey and business operations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Adam Graves. Joining Graves behind the bench is Wayne Primo. Primo was born in Scarborough and also played his minor hockey in the MTHL. He was a first-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres in the 1994 entry draft, and his NHL career spanned over 15 seasons. Primo wrapped up his pro career playing with his hometown Toronto Maple Leafs in 2010. Please welcome Wayne Primo. Last but not least, he is one of only 4 players to win the Memorial Cup on 3 occasions. The Castor, Alberta native is best remembered as a gritty winger with the Leafs between 1999 and 2008. He was not drafted until the 6th round of the 1993 NHL entry draft, but this did not stop him from racking up 947 regular season games with 4 NHL clubs, including 531 with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Please welcome Darcy Tucker. Your assistant coach for Team Graves Primo Tucker is Daniel Del Monte from the Toronto Young Nationals. The trainer for Team Graves Primo Tucker is Jeff Forrester, also from the Toronto Marlboros. And now, Team Clark Weaver Corson. Your goaltender from the Toronto Red Wings, number 1, Josh Rosenzweig. Goaltender from the Mississauga Senators, number 30, James Norton. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 2, Brant Clark. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 3, Roman Schmidt. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 4, Ethan Mistry. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 5, Andre Ania. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 6, Chandler Romeo. From the Mississauga Senators, wearing the number 7, Eric Bonsteel. From the Mississauga Senators, wearing the number 8, Braden Kressler. From the North York Rangers, wearing the number 9, Luca Reed. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing the number 10, Liam Arnsby. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 11, Brennan Othman. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 12, Shane Wright. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 14, Francesco Arcuri. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 15, Adam Fantuli. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 16, Francesco Pinelli. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 17, Justin Ertel. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 18, Ryan Gillespie. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 19, Nolan Dan. From the Toronto Red Wings, wearing number 20, Luca Del Beluz. And now your coaches. Born in Kelvington, Saskatchewan, but now calls Toronto home. He followed up an impressive junior career by being selected first overall in the 1985 NHL entry draft. He was named captain of the Leafs in 1991-92 and helped the team reach consecutive conference finals in 1993 and again in 1994. His number 17 jersey was retired by the Leafs in 2016. He currently works as a community representative with the Leafs organization. Please welcome Wendell Clark. Joining him behind the bench is Mike Weaver. Weaver was born in nearby Bramalea. Undrafted by the NHL, Weaver still went on to play 633 games in the league over 14 seasons. He helped the Montreal Canadiens reach the NHL Conference Finals in the spring of 2014. Please welcome Mike Weaver. Alongside Clark and Weaver behind the bench is another fan favorite with Leaf supporters. Born in Midland, Ontario, he was selected in the first round of the 1984 NHL entry draft by the Montreal Canadiens. He played 1,156 regular season NHL games, including 197 over 3 seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Please welcome Shane Corson. Your assistant coach for Team Clark Weaver Corson is Mark Slauson from the Don Mills Flyers. The trainer for Team Clark Weaver Corson is Marshall Bacon, also from the Don Mills Flyers. The officials for tonight's game are your referees, Troy Whetstone and Elias Mitulis. And your linesmen, Ryan Boonsall and Daniel Sepe. And your official scorer, Kurt Vanderberg. The GTHL is proud to welcome Under Armour as the title sponsor of the GTHL Top Prospects game powered by Under Armour. Here tonight to take part in the ceremonial puck drop is President of the Greater Toronto Hockey League, Don West, and the Director of Player Recruitment for the Ontario Hockey League, Danielle Broussard. Joining them tonight is Vas Pejanovsky. Tonight, we will be honoring the legacy of Roy Pejanovsky, number 74 of the Don Mills Flyers. The GTHL is proud to announce the inception of the Roy Pejanovsky Memorial Goaltending Character Award. The award will be presented annually starting this season to a GTHL goaltender who demonstrates positive character in sports. Goaltenders can be nominated via gthlcanada.com. Will the two goaltenders from both teams please come to center ice to take the ceremonial puck drop? It's a lot of talking. Says I'm supposed to wait. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise if able to. Remove your caps and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
As we get set for the opening face-off, and Peter Curtis, I'll tell you that we've got quite a matchup here between these two squads. Team Graves, Primo Tucker against Team Clark, Weaver Course, and you couldn't ask for a better matchup featuring teams from all over the GTHL.
Well, it's amazing that when you have the celebrity coaches here, and some of the players don't know the celebrities, Dana, they need to get on YouTube to figure out who these guys are, and they are in awe of the players who are in awe of them when they're watching their NHL highlights. But I mean, 40 players, the 10th year in a row, Dana. That's over 370 guys. A couple players lucky enough to play back-to-back as well. And it's just wide open here. And remember, this isn't an all-star game where it's a non-hitter, where it's going to be 12-10 and everyone's just going to shake hands. There's going to be some great defense. It's going to be physical. And I think there's going to be a little bit more offense because in this year's draft class, Dana, I really think there's a lot more balanced offensive skill all the way through that third or fourth, fifth round in the OHL draft.
Yeah, Peter, you're talking about great numbers here. GTHL, by the numbers, Toronto Marlboros lead the pack with players representing at the GTHL Top Prospects game. Total of 86 Marlboro players have participated over these 10 games. And then you look at the OHL numbers. 4 GTHL Top Prospects alumni have been drafted first overall in the OHL priority selection. We talk about Ryan Merkley, 2016, David Levin, 2015, Jacob Chikrin, 2014, and Connor McDavid. Who can forget McDavid in 2012?
Well, you've been a part of many of these broadcasts, OHL Cup, Prospects game, and you look, that's impressive, but then you look at the fact there's how many top prospects have been drafted in NHL? 76 of them, 20 in the first round. And what I really like about this year's class is the skill. The game has changed from where we were just 10 years ago to where we are now, a lot more skill.
We'll see Shane Wright take the opening faceoff, and he'll be matched up against number 12 of Team Graves, Primo Tucker, Ryan Del Monte. Should be a good matchup along Del Monte on the wing.
Flyers
will be
match.
Josh Bloom.
First versus second. Flyers have been the leaders, a dominant Bantam season. They're leading the league, one tie. No losses on their docket, and it's the Nats that are trying to chase them down.
And they'll get it up along the left wing boards, and right off the bat, there's a shot right on net. We can count one already for Team Clark when it comes to shots on goal. Off the boards, right out in front of the net. Both teams are going to feel each other out. We've got Clark at the point, and the shot just coming off the face-off circle. Puck will go off the right wing boards and down the ice. Mystery will chase after it. Good look at Mystery for Team Clark. And they've got the puck as right off the bat, they're going to go with the change on the fly. They'll bank off Negra and go down the ice. No icing on the call. And there was a tip on the shot from Schmidt at the point. Play it back to Schmidt off the right wing boards in the neutral zone. Here's Beck. Beck gets over the blue line with the pass. A shot right on net. following up on the rebound. There's another shot. It was deflected just beyond the net. Team Clark looking to get it out of their own zone. They do over the blue line. Look to be Fantilli trying to get around his defenseman. Whistle called. And face-off will go to the left of Team Graves.
Clark, Weaver, and Corson, the best players from the Red Wings, the Flyers, the Senators. Throw in the lone player from the North York Rangers, Luca Ree. He's going to got some good teammates tonight. He's excited about the fact, and they had a very spirited practice. Mark Slauson, the Don Mills Flyers coach, he ran a pretty intense, it was short, but very intense practice last night to get these players performing together.
Gotta like intensity in a practice, and they'll certainly bring it over to a game. Player knocked down on the ice. Wyatt Johnston out there. Back for it. Chandler Romeo. And Peter, we talked about Chandler Romeo, the star player of the Toronto Red Wings organization.
Romeo is one of those big, tall guys. He can hurt you on the forecheck, and then he's got the offensive skill. I mean, that's everyone in this game. He's potent. When we say two-way forward in this game, that's a big compliment because that means you can score at an elite level and you can defend at an elite level as well.
Bonsteel let go of the shot, but he was knocked over big time by Anthony Demke. Hinckley out there on the ice for Team Graves, Primo Tucker. Trying to get that out 10 times, Peter. The left wing, here's Demke. Quick pass to Zilkin. Zilkin with the shot just on the boards. Playing it back in, trying to keep it in. And just off of number 20, Nolan Forster, another player with the Toronto Marlboros organization, and they're all over the map. Shot on net. And Rosenzweig will hold on to it for a face-off.
Well, Clark, Weaver, Corson, they're led by these Don Mills Flyers players. 21 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie. Throw in a whole bunch of other players from the Red Wings, and a lot of concentration between the top 4 teams this year. You look at Flyers, Nats, Marlies, Red Wings. They hold down most of the roster spots. It's not an all-star game. It's a prospects game, so there's no stipulation on one player from each team or a cap on how many can take part.
And certainly these players know each other as well. They're very familiar with each other from the GTHL minor midget circuit. Here's Hinckley as he intercepts the pass along the boards. Hoffman, and he lost control of the puck. Here comes Team Graves' Primo Tucker just over the line. Here's Robertson with the pass. The shot just from the right wing side, let go by Jesse Fishman. Fishman, another player out of the Mississauga Rebels program. They've produced a lot of hockey players over the course of 10 years as well, Peter.
Oh, we look back at some OHL Cups with Sean Monahan. I mean, he stole an OHL Cup. Wasn't well known like he is now. They had a big successful run with the Rebels, and of course Robbie Fabry as well.
Fabry now in the NHL, doing a great service. The shot in the slot, it was dead on. That was Josh Bloom of the Toronto Young Nats on the forecheck. Team Clark, Weaver, Corson trying to get it out of their own zone. Fantilli is out there with Kressler. Got a whistle on the play. They're going to bring this one outside the blue line for a face-off.
Graves, Primo, Tucker last night, they had a little bit of a lower intense practice. I mean, they were trying to work on some pretty plays, and you're getting to know some players, and you know it, Dana, they train with players from other teams now. In the summer, off-season training, players move around. So there's a lot of spirit in both practices last night. A lot of players reconnecting with teammates they grew up with, and you know what, it's all about choice. And every now and then, if you're looking for a new opportunity, you move over. Doesn't mean you didn't like the team you were with, but there's opportunities to move around, and the 40 players in this age group, they've got a scouting report on each other because of how well they know each other growing up.
And that's the thing, Peter. A lot of these players study each other as well prior to this game.
Well, certainly when you look at what they play through the winter and the summer and play some other sports, and I couldn't believe how much fun everyone was having. I don't know if the old school coaches want to have a little bit of, what did John Tortorella said? You got to have some hate back in the game. Well, it wasn't in display last night. Front lobby, when these guys were coming in, there was a lot of high fives, a lot of congratulations between the players of both teams.
There's a puck right out in front of the net. Rosenzweig was able to steer it aside in the slot. And we got a penalty coming up. It'll be the first penalty of the game. And it's going to go against Team Graves' Primo Tucker.
And that was Mystery, the very mobile defenseman from the Don Mills Flyers. He comes in for Team Clark in black, gets to the slot area. By then it's too late. They've got to take him down. Johnson will have the first penalty. And it's interesting to see, are all the Flyers going to come out as a unit? Are all the Red Wings going to come out as a unit? It looks like Coach Mark Slauson, he's mixing it up here. He's giving everyone what they want to see players play with different combinations out on the ice.
Got Mayu and Guriev out there as a defense pairing for Team Graves' Primo Tucker. That's 6'2" and 6'3" out on the ice.
Mystery and Clark on defense. The two Flyers defensemen running the power play. Mystery can do stuff backwards that you and I can't even do going forwards. I mean, he's amazing when he's skating backwards the puck. And of course, Clark is a great offensive force, maybe one of the best offensive D in this upcoming OHL draft.
Mystery trying to intercept the puck just over the red line. And against the boards, scramble for the puck. Gillespie in there as well. Del Bel Biuca. And he's got control of the puck. Again, that's Luca Del Bel Baluz at 5'10", 150 pounds. Another forward in the lineup for the representing the Toronto Red Wings.
Well, he's a lot to handle on the ice, and for a play-by-play guy, he's a tough one too. I think he'll give you a little slack the first time, Dana, but we're going to get better because he's a little water bug on the ice. You're going to see him on the left, the right, heading towards the net. You cannot not notice him when he's out on the ice.
Handled a lot of international broadcasts, including Russian names, but this one is new. Long pass, and right out into the slot. There was a scramble for the puck in behind the net. Going hard for his Landon Cato, the 6'2", 180-pound defenseman from the Toronto Young Nats. Shot, fanned on the shot. Schmidt from the point. He's got control of it again. He couldn't hold it inside the blue line. He'll bring it back outside.
And Schmidt is the quarterback of the breakout here with the Don Mills Flyers. So poised. A lot of people 10 years ago, 20 years ago would see a defenseman this big and think, okay, he's good at putting the lumber down. Absolutely not. This guy's got offensive skills like the new age NHL players. It's filtered down to the youth level as well.
Flyers have got 3 defensemen, 4 forwards playing for Team Clark Weaver and Corson. This puck will bounce off the boards as we'll see Clark Weaver Corson lineup change on the fly. And quick move, Kagawa. Just over the blue line. Here's Dean with the puck. And a steer on the net. Rosenzweig able to stretch out, make the save. Outstanding opportunity for Team Graves' Primo Tucker as the penalty is over. And the team in white looking to take advantage of it. Looking to break out of their own zone. Bonsteel shoots it back in.
Shifts are a little long right now. You get out there and you're the top prospects game. You want to stay out a little bit longer. They've got to get in the groove. They've been playing 320s tonight. Granted, the rosters are a little bit bigger, but it's got to be shorter shifts for both teams.
Dean just had his pocket picked by Kressler. Puck will go down into the Clark Weaver Corson zone. And they'll look to break out of their own zone here along the left wing. Ethan Del Mastro back for Graves' Primo Tucker. Here's Bloom. He was looking for Del Monte on the play. Del Mastro also following up on the play. Along the boards. Here's Dan. Nolan Dan, another high-flying forward from the Toronto Red Wings. Hinckley in on the pinch. And chase for the puck. Here's Ree going after it. And passed it over to Nolan Dan on the play. Right out in front of the net. Francisco Pinelli out there as well. Clark calling from the point. Playing along the boards. Be left out in front. The puck right out in front. And Forbes Andersen will hold on to it for a face-off with 11:10 left here in the first period of play. Peter Curtis, we're in for all kinds of action in this game in a full house.
Well, this was what they were working on last night. Team Graves, feathery little passes, a little sauce in the front of the net. It made it there. The rebound was there. And it was interesting. They had a lot of players last night at practice going wide, drawing defenders over, trying to open up that A lane to the front of the net.
Exactly what they're doing here as they're on the fly again. Wyatt Johnston out there alongside Danny Zilkin. And we talked a lot about Zilkin before this game, the fact that he's got the full skill set. He can fly.
He's got this one move, Dana. you don't know if it's a shot or a pass when it's on his stick. It's almost unreadable for a goaltender or a defenseman. We'll see if he gets into a 2-on-1. Here he comes down. Let's see if he uses it.
Good. The shot on net, he scores! From the right wing boards. We can count that one for Danny Zilkin. What a shot.
You've got to respect the fact that it's on his forehand or backhand. It could be a pass, it could be a shot. I was amazed last night watching him practice, and you can see the defender. He doesn't go for the pass, doesn't go for the shot. He's uncommitted because of how good Zilkin is with that deceptive move. It's something that's already at an OHL level.
Danny Zilkin from the Toronto Marlboros. Jack Beck was acting as a decoy on the left side. And with the shot, opens up the scoring. 1-0 here in the first period of play. Dana McKeel, Peter Curtis, and an all-star production crew here with Game On, Scotiabank Pond. And here comes Team Graves, Primo Tucker again. They're on the fly. Along the left wing boards. Demke following in on the play. Here's Guriev. Looking to put it on net. Forecheck right at the neutral zone. Forrester following up on the play as well. Here's Wright. Good look at Shane Wright, the highly prized minor midget. Here's Bonsteel from the point, and it was deflected on the play. Forbes Andersen is going to hold on to that quite well.
Oh, Forbes Andersen, what an honor to be selected for the Prospects game. You head off to practice. Here's a replay of the goal there. And like I said, pass shot. You don't know what it's going to be. Zilkin puts it over. But getting back to Forbes Andersen, you go to the dressing room, you find out your teammate, Sam Moncat, is on the team as well. How often in an all-star game, Prospects game, is your goaltending teammate on your squad? A great story for the Nats this year.
It's almost like you're talking Tony Esposito and Jim Ralph when they were playing with the Chicago Blackhawks.
But one was really better than the other one. Tonight, these both are very good players.
Well, I don't want to put down Jim Ralph in any way, shape, or form. He was a great goaltender in his day, too.
He'd probably put himself down, so you don't need to worry about that, right?
Mystery trying to get it out of his own zone. Bounce in the neutral zone just over the red line. Fantilli in on the play. Here's Kressler. Nice move. Gonna fake on the shot. He passed it over to the wing, and it just did not materialize.
Oh, too much charity there. He had a great shooting avenue. He wanted to show he's a team guy. As Lane Hinckley, one of the three underagers, the defenseman for the Kings, he's on his own, so he says, you know what, no problem. I'll get the puck deep while you guys go on a line change.
Hinckley, the player from Moncton, New Brunswick, and played in Fredericton as well. Yeah, living it up here in Ontario. In the corner, took a weird bounce off the boards. And here's Team Graves' Primo Tucker from the point. Shot for landing Cato. Cato's quite a presence playing the right point. Here's Devin Nagra, another defenseman from the Toronto Young Nats. Dean stops on a dime. The pass out to the point. Nagra with the shot. It was a screen shot, and it bounces over the net and off the glass. Here's Schmidt. Couldn't control the puck. Playing along the right wing boards. Dan. Long pass. Almost got picked off. Intercepted on the play. This is Josh Bloom. And Team Weaver Clark Corson going to throw it back down into the white team's zone. Another good move by Devin Nagra. He's quite a presence out there, Peter.
Oh, he's a big, intimidating force for the Nats on defense. And like we said, this Flyers-Nats rivalry getting a little disrupted this year as the Marlies are right in the conversation after having that great semifinal series last year with the Nats. So the Flyers, 22 games with just one tie as a blemish, but a couple of big competitors on their way.
Scramble out in front of the net. The shot, Guriev, right on Rosenzweig. Able to see that through a maze of players. Gillespie trying to get along his man. He was hammered into the boards by Guriev. Rock solid defenseman. Beck plays it out to an open wing. Johnston will play it off the boards. We've got a whistle on the play, and they're going to bring it back down into the zone of Team Graves, Primo Tucker.
Well, there's an example with that big hit by Guriev on Gillespie. Throws a good hip check, old-fashioned hip check. You just don't see that at other games. He's off to the bench. He's going to get a breather, and those are the kind of hits. I mean, the minor midgets, Dana, I look at the suspension records when we do a review at the end of the year. Very few suspensions because they're so well coached, well timed. A lot of people think, oh, they get a break because they're AAA. It ain't that way. They play it smart. They play physical, but they don't cross that line.
And that's the key thing, that they're very aware of their surroundings and where they are at all times. There's Bonsteel with a shot just outside the blue line. Steered off into the corner. Forbes Andersen has been rock solid so far. Del Mastro with a shot, he scores! He was right in the slot. Goal number 2 for Team Graves, Primo Tucker.
Well, Del Mastro, the Marlies defenseman, the guy that's hard to move, he knows when to jump in. He's fed by one of his teammates down the slot. The back check's late, and not much the goaltender can do. Rosenzweig, the Toronto Red Wings star goaltender, who's helped get them on an 8-1-1 record in their last 10. Hey, you're staring right down the middle of the road on a skilled defenseman. It's tough for a goalie to make that save.
Josh Rosenzweig had no chance on that shot. Came from about 20 feet out. 2-0 for Team Graves, Primo Tucker. I think at some point, Wendell Clark and Mike Weaver and Shane Corson are going to call a timeout. Confer with the head coach, Mark Slauson.
This is where do the players start to panic, right? You don't want to lose the top prospects game. Your team goes down by 2, 14 minutes in. Do they start taking chances early? We'll see how the mentality sets in here.
Here's Kagawa. Looking to make the pass. He's small out there, but he can really wheel. Along the left wing. Looked like an offside call, but no call was made. Mystery flying away ahead of the play. Another move. This is Liam Arnsby. Back to the point. Brandon Clark. Back to Clark. He's looking for Mystery at the point. He'll go back to the circle. Here's Mystery. Wide open wing, and he goes with the backhand. On net. Was not cleared. Here's Clark. Faked on the shot. Going to take another one. That was through a maze of legs. Up behind the net. Nice move by Devin Nagra to intercept the pass. Comes back to the point. Here's Clark. Clark with a wrist shot. It didn't get through, and it's going to be shot down the ice as Team Graves, Primo Tucker are going to change on the fly. And we've got an icing call. We're going to bring it back down into the opposite zone.
Well, there was a great example. Ethan Mystery, the mobile defenseman for Mark Slauson's Flyers. He's trying to cheat down a bit, down 2-0 as you get another shot of the Del Mastro opportunity with traffic in front of the goaltender. I mean, no chance for the goalie. So we'll see. This team in black, I mean, they're coached by Mark Slauson, the Flyers head coach. He's got a little bit of help, of course, with Weaver, Corson, and Clark. But they are very competitive. Their practice was short but very intense. Even Dana McKeel on skates wouldn't have been able to keep up last night. That's how intense their practice was.
Well, yeah, you may want to get me back out on the ice there. Here's Dean with the shot. With the new blades. Jet blades. Here's Mayu. Big defenseman from Sun County. The Sun Parlor hockey program near Bell River and Windsor. Here's Bloom, just over the blue line. Got two players following on the play, and it was intercepted by Andre Ogkena. Ania is out there, number 5 in the lineup for the Toronto Red Wings. Here he is with the wrist shot, just wide of the net. Another opportunity. Forbes Andersen comes up with a beautiful glove save on the play for a faceoff.
Well, Andre Ania, I mean, he's a defenseman. He's taking a few chances, and that's okay because you're getting backed up by one of the forwards. Even in a prospects game, you can see there was good numbers, and Forbes Andersen has to show you his mobility to get across there. It's interesting. You look at where the Nats are. Their goals against average 2.09 with both goaltenders. The Flyers 1.27, but a lot of people think that's the high-powered offense being a great defense as well.
Going both ways, and certainly all these players out on the ice know what it takes to go both ways. They have to if they're going to make themselves eligible for the OHL draft.
Well, you got to make sure you can get on the back check and if you've got skill, okay, coach is going to say, great, you got to use it on D as well as the offensive side. And that's the adjustment players face when they get drafted into junior or they go on to the NCAA. It's a more of a two-way game.
Just getting around his man. That was Wyatt Johnston. From the point, there's a shot that was dead on. Ethan Del Mastro out there. Had a label on it. Here's our Curie. He's out there with Del Bell Blues. Following up on the play is Bonsteele. It's a 3-on-1. Beautiful play by Ethan Del Mastro to break it up. And here comes Team Graves' Primo Tucker. Beck, Zilkin, and Johnston. They're going to head for the bench.
Short
and a
line
fresh
change.
5.
I like it. The players have figured it out. You can't go out for 90 seconds in a game like this. It's got to be shorter.
Nice pass by Demke. Out there with Forrester and Robertson. Nagra following up on the play. Tucker Robertson. And it's going to come out to the red line. Here's Demke. Backhanded pass. And a little errant on the pass. It bounces. Here's Shane Wright with the puck. Wright with the backhanded no-look pass.
There's hockey IQ making a good, safe pass to keep possession.
Justin Ertl out there as well, intercepted on the play and coming back with it along the right wing boards. Tucker Robertson. Robertson with Forrester out there. Landing Cato. Cato's going to come in and pinch on the play. The shot banked off a defenseman. Actually, it banked off a right. Clark Weaver Corson lineup, getting the puck out to the red line. And Cato takes over possession of the puck. As the Team Clark Weaver Corson lineup changes on the fly. Clark off the boards. Fantilli. Nice shake and bake move, but he lost control of the puck. Here's Demke. Kressler. Forecheck by Forrester. Clark looking for the long pass along the left wing boards and just missing on the check. He was lining him up was Artem Guriev, and Guriev has made a presence here in the first period.
Everyone's getting physical here. You don't want to give up any time and space with this much skill. You have to throw a little intimidation there.
Guriev is rock solid. That's 3 solid checks here in the first period with just less than a minute left in this first period, Peter.
Well, back a referee, Elias Matulis with the interference call. It's going to put the team that's leading 2-0 down. Mayu was standing on the blue line. The puck was up the ice. Mayu did not want to give up the big hit. Got the big hit, but he also gets an interference call. And another power play opportunity, only the second one of the game. The team in black led by this Don Mills Flyers, Red Wings, Senators, Rangers squad.
I love the way you put that out there. Mayu had a booming shot from the point in the game. It was against Don Mills Flyers a week ago to tie it up 2-2 with 48 seconds left. So he certainly made his presence known in that game, and here he is now in the penalty box, but he's been solid out there on defense with Artem Guriev. Big boys out on that line. Chasing after the puck is Francisco Pinelli, another Toronto Red Wing player in the lineup. On the forecheck, and the puck will be shot down the ice as they kill time.
Well, Mastro and Hinckley are working there, and Hinckley takes a chance. And look, Clark, the defenseman's up ice on a power play.
And here's steered off the play. There's a shot. He scores! Team Clark Weaver Corson on the board.
It looked like a lot of Don Mills Flyers connection. Offman with the great pass. He's the one that keys it. So the defenseman cheats in. That's okay. It's a power play. A quick look by Offman over to Shane Wright. And it's a 2-1 game with that power play marker.
Peter, that was tic-tac-toe all the way. All 3 players knew where they were in the offensive zone. 3.2 seconds left here in this first period, and Cato's just going to weave it out, and that'll end the first period of play with the score. Team Graves Primo Tucker leading Team Clark Weaver Corson 2-1. Your thoughts on that first period?
A little bit of a slow start, even with the practice last night, a feeling out process. Now the teams are getting into it. The short shifts, you and I are going to have fun because they're going to have shorter shifts, more excitement out there, go harder. instead of these long shifts where you're trying to impress everyone because it's a big game, get back to what you usually do, a short shift to impress.
Again, 2-1, the score at the end of first period of play here at Scotiabank Pond as Team Graves Primo Tucker leads Team Clark Weaver Corson. We're going to move forward with the 3-on-3 action that's going to come out on the ice as well, Peter, as programmed here for this all-star format.
Well, it's just the first intermission. They've got a 3-on-3. It's the players in the Bantam group, each team represented. You'll see the dark jerseys versus the white jerseys, a quick 10-minute scrimmage. Because a lot of these guys are going to be here next year in the top prospects game. And Doug Ireland will call them out. It'll be a quick puck drop. Both linesmen, Daniel Sepe, along with Ryan Boonsel, will be there to do a little bit of reffing, not a lot. They're going to put the puck down, a quick warm-up, and a little 3-on-3 on display.
And while they have their 3-on-3 action, we can certainly talk about the standings in minor midget AAA. Peter, and Don Mills Flyers lead the way.
Well, we set an amazing record of 21-0-1. Coach Mark Slauson's Don Mills Flyers, they didn't overcome tragedy. They had to deal with tragedy last year. Found a way to win the championships in the GTHL, win the provincial championships. A lot of the teams stuck together in a great story of the Don Mills Flyers. I mean, when you're in first place, everyone's looking to take you down. Last year changed the philosophy and the culture in this age group. It's competitive, but with a little bit of a human side to it because of the tragedy they faced last year.
Peter, interesting note about the Don Mills Flyers. They have a 1.27 goals against average, yet neither goaltender is in this all-star game tonight.
Well, certainly we talked about that earlier. Is it the high-powered offense? Now, evaluating goalies is tough at the NHL level, the OHL level, and certainly there were a lot of goalies in contention for the 4 spots tonight. And hey, eventually you got to make a decision and someone will say you left someone out. That's the fun part of being part of this process.
Looking at following up in the standings, Toronto Young Nationals with an 18-3-2 record, followed by the Toronto Marlboros, Toronto Red Wings, and Mississauga Rebels. That's your top 5.
Well, the Flyers, Nats, and Marlies were that top 3. Of course, the Flyers had a loss separation, but the Red Wings with this record, they've gone on a big roll. Like we said, 8 wins in their last 10. They have been flying, got a lot of offensive support. Rosenzweig, the goaltender's been great. So the Red Wings are joining that group now and really turning the other ones into a battle from maybe 5 until 10 for the last 4 spots.
One player that's keeping the Vine Kings alive and certainly in action is Lane Hinckley with the Vine Kings, with the Kings record at 6-10 with 7 ties.
There you go. So the 3-on-3 format. Vasilakos from the Red Wings. You got the Senators. It's going to be fun. You see it all the time at the NHL level. A lot of skill on display when you put a Julian Facinelli from the majors. Of course, from the Senators right now, you've got some competition. So on Aaron Andrade. So a lot of skill here. And last year they went go, go, go. This looks like it's going to be one of those old school NHL overtimes where you hold on to the puck to get that one great shot.
An interesting note here, too. It almost looks like a professional all-star game. They're wearing their original jerseys.
That's one of the cute ways that you can kind of say, okay, there's a player from each team. This is next year's class. There's a great play. No face-off. The linesmen don't have to do much work. They're going to get the puck in the play. A little bit of road hockey rules. Cross center will come and get you.
Aaron Andrade from the Mississauga Senators putting that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, and they'll make shifts on the minute with the buzzer. So the key is to have possession, throw it back into your end so your teammates can then have possession to start off with.
Yeah, Ramsey along the wing. Another outstanding player. He's got good speed out there.
Well, all the players here have got some great skill. And look at Vogelsberg trying to get it across. And it's just another way to get a little bit of a connection to next year's age group, right? You've got players from each team. As the giveaway leads to another opportunity there. The goaltenders might not like 3-on-3, but certainly the players do.
Gotta like Alexander Papapoulos from the North York Rangers, and you try to get his name on the back of a jersey.
Well, it starts from one elbow to the other, and you hope he's got an extra large jersey as we go with Alexander's a long name, and then Papaspiropoulos, and you're like, wow, we've got a long one to deal with here.
Ramsey, nice move. See, threads the needle on the play, and there's the shot. Right in on goaltender. And a beautiful stop on the play, and we've got a whistle.
And you can't leave the bench area until all your teammates get there. So it can't just be one player racing out. So the last guy out is the reason that you don't get out there. You got to hustle.
Boy, they sure cover an awful lot of territory for 3 players on each side.
Pano Femias, he's part of a few junior Canadian squads that won championships. Chikateli keeps it in, and really no positions here, just a lot of skill on display.
Eric Chen, another player from the Vaughan Kings, getting some good ice time out there. Here's Chen with the puck. Open man. What a play! Stopped on the play. What a stop that was.
Marcus Ouellette with the big leg pad right there. 2 goalies from each team, so 2 Marlies goalies, 2 junior Canadians goalies. They get to take part in the fun aspect. They get a few goodies too. I tell you, Dana, when the goodies come in, they go under lock and key in the GTHL warehouse. I don't think it's because of me, because I'm eyeing stuff I would never steal from the warehouse. Even on my worst days, if I put my lunch soup down my shirt, right, and need a change of clothes, but a lot of goodies in a bag for these players for coming out tonight.
I love the way you package it. Yeah, you're looking at those 2 Toronto Marlboro goaltenders, Marcus Ouellette and Liam Suzuka. Shot just over the net. Now these guys really battling hard. We see a player going down on the ice. It looked to be Joshua Vogelsberg from the Mississauga Reps. And that one banked off the post. Right out in front of the net again. And in on a break. A beautiful save again
Cernajovic
by
from
Marcus
the Rebels.
Ouellette.
And certainly the goalies are 1 minute from changing on the fly as well. Remember, it's the last guy to the bench. You can't go get that puck till your whole squad has got in there.
It's almost like a game show, the way that they've put this out. Vasilakis with the shot from the right side. Handled quite well. Keenan Loftus with the glove hand. He's quite a presence in the net. He takes up a lot of space. Here's Chen with the puck. And he gets knocked down on the play. There's no call. Got an arm in the air.
Well, we're going to have a penalty here after this play is finished through. Daniel Sepe working the Prospects game. And Daniel Sepe, an official in the Ontario Hockey League. So we'll be talking about the players, prospects. Daniel Sepe was a young guy himself just a few years ago. Got onto the OHL radar with some good performance. He's in the Prospects game because you know what? He's doing the OHL one day, comes back and does the GTHL another day. So certainly fun to see the crew as well. And it looks like it's a penalty shot for the penalty call.
This is Eric Chen from the Vaughan Kings who's going to take a penalty shot.
And everyone's in chase mode from the blue lines.
Wow, new way to present a penalty shot. And he fanned on the backhand. He had the goaltender frozen on the play, but he just couldn't get the backhand off.
I think he changed his mind. I mean, he's got a lot of skill if you've ever seen him play. So, I mean, I think he just changed his mind in the middle of the penalty shot. And you can see he's down about it, but don't sweat it. And here come the goaltenders. A big change here now is Dominic DiVincentis from the Junior Canadians replaces his teammate. And Liam Zdutska from the Marlboros replaces his.
Yeah, Suska, part of that dynamic Toronto Marlboro goaltending combination. Another Marlboro with the puck in George. That's Isaiah George of the Toronto Marlboros. Looking to work it along the boards. Here's Isaiah George with the puck. Trying to get around the defenseman. Still got control. Plays it over to the wing. Here's Vogelsberg. And he was able to get that through a maze of legs. Isaiah George following up on the play. There's a screen shot, was dead on. And DiVincentis was able to handle that one in a butterfly sleeve. 4:06 left here in this 3-on-3 competition. Dana McKeel, Peter Curtis, and an all-star production crew here with Game On. Scotiabank Pond in Toronto. Before a full house, Peter.
It's absolutely full. I mean, right now, if you were showing up, you were standing down at ice level, and it's great to see the players from the minor midget loop take a look behind the net there, and they're all watching the players that they know so well. Players get called up from Bantam to minor midget. A little bit of a way to have fun, watch some of the other players take part in this event. And for the Bantams, they're going to go back and say, okay, I need to be in this game 1 year from now because this is one big crowd.
Oh, yeah. Fimis. Beautiful goal. And following up on the play was Eric Chen. He had that earlier opportunity and he missed on the backhand, but he made no mistake on that shot, and he ties it up 1-1. Right on the play, Fascinelli. That's Julian Fascinelli of the Markham Majors. And you gotta love the buzzer, how it enables and propels the players to get back out on the ice in a change. Ramsey showcasing some skill out there. A lot of skating ability. Into the corner. Looking to play it out to the wing. Here's Ramsey again. Watched by Vogelsberg on the play. Vogelsberg picked his pocket. Here we are on a breakaway. And that one goes into the back of the net.
Well, Mike Nicholas Moldenhauer from the Titans waited for the goalie to commit. No poke check, just waiting for the goalie to make a move and put it 5-hole.
Moldenhauer from the Toronto Titans. And we haven't mentioned too much of the Toronto Titans tonight in the broadcast, but Moldenhauer putting them on the map.
Well, Anthony Demke, the one participant in the Prospects game. And it's cyclical, Dana. I mean, we've seen every club represented in these years, and sometimes you just have a club that's in first, and, you know, sometimes they're not in first. But certainly as Vasilakos looks for Andrade, the center product, isn't able to beat the goaltender. It's only 2-1 here. And I'll be honest, we're supposed to be prepared. I have no idea what happens if it's tied here.
So we're going to continue to run with 1 minute 30 seconds left here in this game, and we don't know if there's going to be overtime. But the way it's going right now, it's a 2-1 score.
Well, John Winstanley, the junior Canadians coach, told Chen, "Hey, cherry pick a little," and that's where Chen is as he tries to tie it up. Oh, a little bit of the Peter Forsberg gold medal sweep right there. Doesn't work on the goaltender.
Chen for the white team. And good back check there as we see Panofimis, the junior Canadians, and this is the last minute of the 3-on-3 competition.
Look at Stützle. He knows what's going on. He comes out to be part of it. Goaltenders figure out the rules so quickly. They've got so much time when they're sitting back there to come up with ideas to help their teammates.
On the fly, just getting over the blue line. The pass for the Dart team is Isaiah George, and he's out there. Moldenhauer out there as well. Moldenhauer. And just off the left side of the goaltender, and that was a shot. It was dead on by Vogelsberg. But going in on net, that was a beautiful save. Suska for the Toronto Marlboros. Ramsey. 12 seconds left. And who's going to take this one? Moldenhauer looks out to Vogelsberg. The net's wide open. And they'll take the shot. Vogelsberg will put it in. And that'll end the period, intermission of 3-on-3 hockey. And that'll end it right there, then and there. Peter, some exciting hockey here. 3-on-3 competition.
Well, you look at what it is. It's a preview of next year, Dana.
Tell you what, we're going to take a break in the action. We'll be coming back with the second period. You're watching the top Prospects Top 40 here at Scotiabank Pond in Toronto. Welcome back to Scotiabank Pond for the start of the second period in this Top Prospects game here. And Peter Curtis, we're in for some excitement here early in the second period. They've had a chance to feel each other out in the first, but you know that these celebrity coaches in Wendell Clark, Mike Weaver, and Shane Corson, as well as Adam Graves, Wayne Primo, and Darcy Tucker, have got a lot of tricks up their sleeves.
Well, you know what the funny part is? You look at the celebrities, they've all coached. Like Darcy Tucker's still coaching in the GTHL. Mike Weaver's at minor PWAA. Wendell coached his kids through some amazing years. Shane Corson's son, Dylan, we run into him downtown every now and then. He still talks about his GTHL days. So even Wayne Primo, all these guys are still involved in the youth hockey level. So it's not a shock that they're here, once a year. They're in the rink all the time with their own kids, coaching other players. So it's great when they can connect, get a little prestige, but they're still in the rink slugging it out like you and I, Dana, with youth hockey on cold nights and hot chocolate.
Head coach for Team Clark Weaver and Corson is Mark Slauson, and the head coach for Team Gray's Primo Tucker is Dan Del Monte. And we're underway here in the second period of play on a nice fresh ice. And right off the bat, Landon Cato control the puck, but he lost control of it. Here's Ertl trying to get around his man. Nagra stepped in on the play. Goes off into the corner. Luca Del Bell Blues is out there on the forecheck. On the play, Danny Zilkin. Zilkin with a goal in the first period of play. Del Bell Blues out there. Forrester chasing after the puck on the forecheck, trying to hem in the Dark team. Call them the Dark Knights.
Well, proudly sponsored by Under Armour. A great supporter of the event. Both teams came in yesterday. Dressing room was decked out with the jerseys and then all that sweet gear you wear underneath to make you feel like $1 million. And they were treated as some great stuff. And, of course, the practices were a lot of fun, too.
Wow. Thank you, Under Armour. As Dean has the puck, had it stripped from him. Here's Mayu. From the point, that was deflected on the play. Dead on. Here's Bloom. Lost it at the top of the circle. Fantilli just over the blue line. Mayu's got him marked. Mayu will take control of the puck. And he got picked off. This is Francisco Pinelli is out there as well. Dean, back pass. Didn't see it coming. Puck loose in front of the net. Now it's Josh Rosenzweig on the play. He's had to come up with some key saves in the first period, and he looks like he's picked up where he left off here in the second. Screen shot did not get through. Off over into the corner. Here's Gillespie. Looking for the long pass. Offman going in on net. He's got him in all over him. Able to get the shot off. And coming back is number 19, Tucker Robertson, as they get over the blue line. Offside is the call. They'll bring it outside the blue.
We've gone coasting here to start the second period for 2.5 minutes. Both teams end-to-end, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s. The defensemen activating for both squads. Some quality goal-scoring opportunities. Like we said, we started a little slow, a little scrambled. Saw 3 goals get scored in the second half of the first, and right now that offensive game in full gear for both teams.
You can check Shane Wright for another face-off, a win in the face-off circle. The whistle on the play, they're going to bring it back down.
Well, Wright is calling a play. He actually wants Ania to switch with his teammate at the club level, Schmidt. Schmidt playing the off wing, those inverted sticks by the defenseman. And that gets foiled by a face-off win by the team in white.
Hoffman and Wright is out there alongside Arnsby. And he's looking to pass it out to the blue line on the play. Anya, and he gets it out. But didn't go through, and here comes the team in white. And knocked down on the play was number 9, Jesse Fishman. Wright taking the pass on his backhand. He was offside on the play. They'll regroup. Del Mastro. That was a hard pass to Del Mastro at the blue line. He lost control of the puck. Got a whistle on the play with 16:56 left here in the second period of play.
Well, it's the 10th edition of the Top Prospects game, Dana, and I'll tell you, the first edition, Stanley Cup champion Tom Wilson played in that game with Scott Lawton. Looking at some old rosters, reminiscing. I looked in my closet. I still own the suit I had 10 years ago, too, so I'm on a low budget myself, Dana, but certainly it was fun seeing Tom Wilson, because you look back and say, wow, he was in grade 10 years ago and finally helped the Washington Capitals win a Stanley Cup. And the GTHL's named their new Pee Wee tournament, the reinvented SO. Remember the Bauer? It used to be at Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Tom Wilson tournament. Played in October now instead of December. But certainly 10 years ago, Tom Wilson, Scott Lawton were grade 10 students, and look at them now.
Wow, puck right out in front of the net. Who can forget Tom Wilson and Scott Lawton? Lawton still owes me a cranberry juice. I'll hold him to that. Puck in the corner. The shot from the point, that bounced. And just beyond Forbes Andersen on the play. On the forecheck. There's a shot by Dan. It was Nolan Dan on the shot. Boy, he brings a lot of arsenal from the Toronto Red Wings hockey program.
Well, it's interesting. You look at Forbes Andersen, the goaltender. He's the big prototype, the Ben Bishop, soak up a lot of net. And then we'll see his teammate, Moncada, come in. And he's the cat-like reflexes, the Brodeur throwback, the Marty Brodeur style. So you look at the two Nats goaltenders, scouting report, extremely different when both of them are in net.
Boy, Toronto Nats really making a resurgence in the standings. For a while there, they had a bit of air taken out of them, but they're back in action in a big way.
Well, certainly, like we said, it's cyclical. You get some good teams. We know the Reps and Junior Canadians had a big run for a couple years, and then all of a sudden just don't get the right squads, and that's great. It's competitive. I know people think it's all about the Marlies. Well, you know what? The Marlies haven't dominated this age group. We've seen other teams come in and have good programs. There's Zilkin. He's on his offside there. No choice but to throw down the pass.
One thing about Zilkin is that he can play either wing and play it real strong. Zilkin trying to get it through the short side, and we got a whistle on the play. There's going to be a penalty, Peter.
Well, there's going to be a hooking penalty here. And it's going to deliver the first power play of the game for the team in white. The Toronto Young Nationals coach Daniel Del Monte. We'll see who's putting out. He's putting out the Marlies because it was their turn. That was one thing the coaches talked about. It was strictly going to be next line up. No power play line, no PK line. There's enough skill here. And they just got to make sure they get the right player in the box, as Daniel Seppi has to put someone in there, and it's going to go against number 3, Roman Schmidt, the Flyers prospect. One of those guys a lot of people are saying could be a top 4 OHL defenseman at this point in his career. So Mayu, the big Marley, out there with his partner in crime, and we'll see if they can get their power play going with Guriev.
That's a fearsome twosome out there on the blue line with Guriev and Mayu. Zilkin switches positions with Mayu, puck in behind the net. Comes out to Guriev. Shot. Just goes off the side of the net. Out there as well as Demke. This one's going to go down the length of the ice as Team Graves' Primo Tucker changes on the fly. Control of the puck. Guriev. Out there with Josh Bloom. Burst of speed as he comes over the blue line. Let's go. The shot dead on. Rosenzweig comes up with another save, a butterfly save at that. And he's had to be really, really good here in the second period of play, Peter.
So like we said, this Red Wings team is on a roll, making it more about a top 4. And for the Flyers, I mean, that one tie, that was recent, seemed almost impenetrable when you look at that offense. 6.27 goals a game, as Rosenzweig has it dropped right between his legs. It's high flying. I mean, you look at the defensemen on the Flyers. I mean, 3 of them are on the squad here. So it tells you how good Brant Clark, Roman Schmidt, Ethan Mystery are driving it from the back end. You can't get the puck off the Flyers to create offense, and then they create offense for their very skilled forwards at the front.
Here's Del Monte as he takes the face-off. He's got the puck in the corner, looking back to the point. Nagra is waiting for the puck. He intercepts it. Just comes out over the blue line. On the play, Landon Cato. Cato comes over the blue line. He's looking to take it himself. Goes off into the corner. Still has control of the puck. Puts it back to Nagra. Nagra looking to the wing. On the play, Nolan Forster. Nagra able to dive and keep the puck back in play. That's Josh Bloom on the wing, and Bloom lost control of the puck. Here comes the team in dark.
Nagra with another big save. I mean, he kind of juggled the puck before, lost it, picked it up, lost it. Shows you he's not giving up on the play. The big defenseman, he and Cato, the Nats defenseman, they work so well together.
Look at that Landon Cato as he brings the puck up the ice. And Peter, he's got the skills to be able to play at the OHL level.
Well, the size is there, and then you look at the hands, and you're thinking, man, these guys could get in there next year and dominate.
Ryan Del Monte with a backhanded opportunity. Comes out to the blue line. Here's Del Mastro. Quick pass as the pace picks up a little bit. Zach Dean. Whoa, look out. That was Jesse Fishman in on the play. He was wide open. Coming back to Shane Wright. Wright is out on the ice, and no doubt Team Graves' Primo Tucker knows where Shane Wright is at all times. Right in front of the net. Forbes Andersen coming up with the big save. Here's Fishman. Out there with Del Monte and Kagawa. Kagawa foul up on the play. Fishman with the shot. It'll be dead on, and Rosenzweig's going to hold on to that one for a face-off.
I like what happened there. Shane Wright lost possession. Everyone thinks he's the offensive dynamo. He shadows down, creates an opportunity. A real bad shot from the outside to help out his goaltender. And you talked about it earlier. Got to be able to play both ends of the ice. Very few players at any level get to be very one-sided on the offensive game. Eventually, coaches are like, hey, that just doesn't work.
Coach Babcock explained that one with the Toronto Maple Leafs and why players play and don't play based on their two-way play. Into the offensive zone. On the play, Nolan Dan. On the forecheck, comes out to mid-ice. Robertson picks up on a loose puck. He's trying to get around the defenseman. Couldn't make that happen. Here's Mailloux. He'll shoot it off into the corner. Ania back there for Team Clark Weaver Corson. Along the boards. On the play, Iki Kugawa. Kugawa, another star player for the Toronto Young Nationals. Roman Schmidt play along the boards. Looking to get it out of their own zone. Dan is able to steer the puck. And Kressler will shoot it down into the offensive zone as Team Clark Weaver Corson changes on the fly. Logan Mailloux. He's quite a presence out there, big boy. At 6'3", 6'4". No doubt his size will come into play when it comes to the OHL entry draft. A Curry. Losing the puck on the play. A Curry was not able to get the backhand on goal.
The forecheck really turned up there. Del Belbaluz, our Curry are out there. The Marlies defenseman, very skilled, but eventually you got to give up here. I mean, if you got 3 forecheckers, Ertles out there, you got to pass the puck or just dump it out, and they were trying to skate it out of the zone.
Yeah, sometimes the pass works a whole lot more effectively than trying to get around your man and skate around him. Going to be held by Forbes Andersen, and they're going to hold it for a face-off.
Well, the goaltenders are going to switch up here. There's 12 seconds in the true switch. Splitting the game, Josh Rosenzweig from the Toronto Red Wings leaves, giving way to James Norton from the Mississauga Senators. And Forbes Andersen gives up the net to Sam Moncada, his teammate from the Nats.
Sam Moncada, Toronto Young Nats. He's 5'9", I'm officially told by his father, who's standing right next to me. At about 175 pounds. Dripping wet. And the puck goes out to the boards. Here's Mystery following up on the play. Offside is the call, as it was Adam Fantilli caught inside the zone.
Well, that Toronto Nats team, very strong defensively. We talked about Niagara and Cato, the goaltending, and that's what's going to kind of call the playoff-style game. I mean, the Flyers are absolutely dominant, #1 team in North America, but the Nats have got that defensive instinct on the goaltending side, the physical defensive side, and that's what you kind of got used to when you get into the playoffs is playing a little bit more of that grinding kind of game.
Peter, you like that kind of game, don't you?
Well, that was my game, was an offensive. I had to hold on to a stick every now and then to take away a scoring chance.
You still remember that, the golden hockey photo you have that's out on Twitter right now. It's outstanding. Puck goes the length of the ice. Team Clark Weaver Corson looking to break out of their own zone.
There's Mystery, the defenseman. He's itching. 2-1 only. It's only a 1-goal lead, but he wants to get into that offense.
Mystery, a familiar face around Victoria Village Arena, playing with the Don Mills Flyers. Ania trying to intercept the puck to Josh Bloom. Here's Bloom with the puck. And looked to put it on to another player's stick. It was the wrong player, and the puck goes high up over the ice, and it's intercepted on the play. Beautiful move as Ethan Del Mastro has got the control of the puck. Backhanded pass by Del Monte.
Well, Del Mastro with a really bad pass, but it hits the referee, Troy Whetstone. It was intercepted. With a little bit of luck, the referee played a little defense there.
Troy Whetstone likes to be part of the action. Here's Hoffman as he comes over the blue line. Following up on the play to right. Schmidt! Right to Schmidt was a beautiful pass. Just couldn't park it. Beyond Sam Moncada, who had the corner covered quite well.
Well, Shane Wright is just itching for some puck possession time. He loves to carry it. I'm not saying he's selfish. He just loves to get involved and get his teammates involved. And there's a perfect example. He had a great shooting avenue. He passes it to the big defenseman, figuring, okay, I've got to involve my teammates. And sometimes when you have all that skill, you feel a little bit of pressure that you got to involve your teammates. Right there, his coaches are saying, shoot that puck, get us into the game with that tying goal.
Well, that brings us up to another matter, Peter. Do you think they feel all that pressure on the ice, or are they more focused on what's happening?
I think it's just the pressure to show everyone, hey, I can be a good teammate here at any level. The days, Dana, where you and I would hear about junior teams and star players getting preferential treatment, you don't get that now at any level because of how good the players are. Your third line has guys that could step up easily to a first line in a lot of teams.
Mailloux trying to hold it inside the blue line. He was just beyond the blue line, and the puck will come outside for a face-off. 7:43 left here in the second period of play. 2-1. Team Graves, Primo Tucker leading Team Clark, Weaver Corson, as we've got a very excited crowd here at Scotiabank Pond in Toronto.
Well, I really thought the goal scoring was picking up, especially at the end of the first. We opened the second with a lot of opportunities, and you know what? The goalies have been pretty good to keep it at a 2-1 game.
Goaltenders have really had to be on their mark. They've got a lot of firepower coming at them both directions. Along the boards. Romeo holds it with a skate. Nice move. Pass over to Eric Bonsteel. Bonsteel let go of the shot. It was just wide. Here's Mailloux as he leads the charge over the blue line. He's got Robertson on the right. Kagawa on the left, and we've got a whistle on the play. And no doubt Mailloux can really lead the rush as a defenseman.
Well, we talked about the mobility that the Flyers have. You look at what the Marlies have. They've got three defensemen, Logan Mailloux, Arturs Guriev, Elton Del Mastro, along with Nagro and Cato. I mean, this is just amazing to see that the days of the big defensemen who are just physical, punishing guys, well, these guys all have skill.
And remember Big Bob Daly, who played with the Toronto Marlboros in the old OHA, Memorial Cup Championship team from 1973, and he was the prototype defenseman at 6 feet 5 inches tall.
Well, that's what they were looking for, but now 6'5" and no mobility just doesn't get you to the next level. And that's the way the game has changed right now. People want to see goals. They don't need to see star players getting hit in the back of the legs by those big brute guys.
Mystery with a shot from the point. That was dead on. He's got the puck again. Looking to get around Nagra on the play. Goes in behind the net. A couple of whacks at it. Looking to get it out to the slot, and was not able to. He's working hard at it, Francisco Curry. Here's O'Donnell with the puck along the right side. Mystery trying to play him. He got knocked down on the play. Erdl couldn't control the puck. And here comes Team Graves' Primo Tucker as they recollect themselves on the play. Here's O'Donnell from the right side. Looking for the pass. It was intended for Jack Beck. Beck just in the slot, but he was covered quite well. Here's Del Bell Blues, and he's out on the ice. He was checked by Jack Beck. Bell Blues checking the rearview mirrors on the play. Jack Beck looking to control the puck and keep it inside the blue line. That went the length of the ice, and they're going to call that as an icing call, bring it back down.
It was deflected in the neutral zone. Daniel Seppi, the linesman, identified that right away. They'll go to center corrected. It was interesting. Darcy Tucker had called it way before the officials. He's still in the game here, but with the air on the icing, they bring the face off to center.
Okay, so I'm glad that you were able to jump on that very quickly because the other official was indicating there was going to be an icing call on the play.
And the officials sorted it out in a hurry.
Here they come. Zilkin out on the ice. It's out there with Del Mastro. Forrester. Good look at Demke is out there as well as Lane Hinckley. Good burst of speed. This is Danny Zilkin. Zilkin's got a name that can play in the NHL. You got to love that name. Here comes the team in dark. Team Clark. And the puck goes right in on net. Moncada does not know where it is. He spun around in a circle looking for the puck. And that skips beyond the defenseman, Ania, and the goaltender coming out wide on the play to make the play. And we got a whistle. They're going to bring that one back down into the zone of Team Clark Weaver Corson.
Well, I like what James Norton was thinking about back there as the players get into a little bit of a spirited conversation. Fantilli probably more upset about that missed scoring opportunity at one end. But yeah, James Norton showing you a little bit of that hockey IQ with the ability to stick handle. Didn't want to give the other team a chance to go for a line change, rifled it up, and unfortunately for him, his team couldn't gain possession.
Bloom with a shot. It was dead on. James Norton handled that one quite well. That was a wide angle shot. Winds up for the shot. It bounced. And that was Shane Wright who was trying to deflect it. Nice move, and Deke on the play, and he goes off into the corner, and Josh Bloom on the play.
And we didn't see anything that would bring him down. I mean, it was a heavy body on him. Bloom was looking for the call. Referee Troy Whetstone said, no, great defensive play, waved it off, and we're still stuck at 2-1 with 4:20 to go.
If there's anybody that's been all over the ice, it's been Josh Bloom. Star of the Toronto Young Nats. On the forecheck. Team Clark Weaver Corson looking to play it off into the offensive zone. Right on the forecheck. Here's Romeo. That's Chandler Romeo of the Toronto Red Wings. Dean looking for the pass. It was intended for Jesse Fishman. Fishman and Bloom are two guys that you got to know where they are at all times on the ice. Missed on the pass to Ree, and it comes into center ice. Here's Landon Cato trying to get around his man. They're going to let that one go. Looked to be an offside call. No call made. Back pass. Team Clark Weaver Corson coming over the blue line. And calling for the play was Hoffman. Following up. As they're going to chase for the puck. This is Ethan Mystery. Shot back down into the zone of Team Graves' Primo Tucker. And they're going to bring this one back down into the opposite zone for a face-off. With 3:11 left here in the second period of play. And Peter, you got to like the way the pace picked up there for a while. It seems it goes in waves.
Well, we've said there's always going to be a feeling out process in this game. And now you can see, we talked about it's not an all-star game. It's not going to be 12-9. The defensive side of the game is just as important as the offensive side of the game. And you can see players on the back check trying to cut down on those 3-on-2s and those 4-on-3s developing with the defensemen. There's always numbers back. Even here, look, 3 white shirts waiting for 3 black shirts to enter the zone.
No doubt about it that head coach Dan Del Monte emphasizing defense and having those players coming back to play defense. Mystery on the play. Ree. And out there. O'Donnell along the boards. He's got 2 players on the forecheck. High bounce, Landon Cato. Johnston trying to get around his man. Andre Ania from the Toronto Red Wings standing solid at the blue line. Here's O'Donnell. He takes the pass and flips it into the offensive zone. Mystery doing a very solid job from his defensive position. Your thoughts on Mystery in this game so far?
You know, we talked about earlier his ability to control the play while skating backwards. I mean, everyone skates backwards at this level, but he can do it with the puck on his stick. and that really changes the point of attack for the Don Mills Flyers. On the blue line, he dances along the power play blue line, changing the pass avenue, changing the shot. As Zilkin isn't able to pull the trigger there, a little gun shy all of a sudden, and our Curry and Del Bell Blues come back the other way.
Here's Team Clark Weaver Corson on the play. James Norton coming up with a big save.
Moncada there, brother.
Other Moncada, pardon me, as they getting our goaltenders mixed up here in this top prospects game, but Moncada on the save. Del Mastro on the play. Zilkin. Loose puck. Nobody seemed to be knowing where the puck was. Here's Ania. And the shot. Wow. A bit of a scramble here for the puck in the offensive zone for Team Clark Weaver Corson. Out there on the play, Francisco Curry. And this one's going to go the length of the ice. James Norton will handle that one. Here's a Curry along the left side. Looking to go for the toe drag. It did not work. Guriev. It's a 3-on-2. Del Monte with the puck. With the shot, he scores! Beautiful play. Ron Del Monte on the play from the right side with a snapshot that just goes beyond James Norton.
Well, there's a pretty big elbow thrown at the other end, so Team in White was going on the power play, and there's Del Monte. He sees it, waits for the goalie to commit. It goes upstairs. The goaltender, James Norton, realizes, hey, I've got to slow down. I can't commit to taking the bottom away because at this level, with this skill here, the players are going to go upstairs.
3-1 as Team Graves, Primo Tucker leads Team Clark Weaver Corson with 46 seconds left here in the second period of play.
A bit of a conversation. There was a high hit behind the plate. Was going to be a penalty against the team in black. Obviously washed out, and Coach Dan Del Monte saying, hey, was that going to be a double minor? He's looking for a little bit of an advantage. If it was a double minor, they'd still be getting a power play out of the fact, even though a goal was scored.
Niagara from the point. Ron Del Monte coming up with a big goal. Creates a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room for Team Graves' Primo Tucker. Burst of speed. On the play, that's Adam Fantilli. Toronto Red Wings. Here's Cato with the puck. Trying to break it out of his own zone. Good forecheck. On the play, Francisco Pinelli, and they're really battling hard for the puck as the clock winds down here in the second period of play. Pinelli with the shot. That just goes beyond the net. And that'll end the second period of play with Team Graves Primo Tucker leading 3-1 over Team Clark Weaver Corson. Peter, you got to like the action, the way it picked up in the second period.
Oh, physically speaking, a lot of hits were thrown in that second period. Not nasty hits, just very physical affair. And I'm looking up at this scoreboard saying 3-1, and the heart of the team in black, the Don Mills Flyers. How often do they ever look up at a scoreboard and see they're down by a couple goals? It'll be interesting to see how they come out for the third, because you want to win this game, that goes without saying. But for this Flyers team, they have a lot of team pride here, and I want to see how that core comes out here to start the third period.
Well, you and I have both done enough hockey games over the years to know that the first 5 minutes of the third period are going to be the most pivotal moments of this hockey game. We're going to take a break in the action and come back with third period. You're watching the top prospects here from Scotiabank Pond here in Toronto. And welcome back to Scotiabank Pond as we get set for third period of action. Team Graves Primo Tucker leading Team Clark Weaver Corson 3-1. And Peter, as mentioned before we broke at the end of the second period of play, the most pivotal moments of the hockey game are coming up. These first 5 minutes will tell us a story.
And at 3-1, you wouldn't call it desperate. But I look at the roster here that Mark Slauson, the Don Mills Flyers coach, has. I think they're going to put it down right away, try and get back into it. They don't want to wait till they're under 10 minutes. And the gamesmanship, you know, Coach Dan Del Monte from the Toronto Young Nationals, he's got Marlies, he's got Nats, he's got one Toronto Titan, he's got one Von King. He's going to say, boys, let's shut this down. we're doing great, but I just don't know if you can keep this Flyers core with so many A-listers. I don't know how long you can keep them down, but they're definitely going to be out there as a crew to start the third period. Look at that right now. Arnsby's out there, Wright's out there, Clark's out there, Mystery's out there. They've also thrown in Othman. It's all Don Mills Flyers to start the third period.
And here we go, underway at Scotiabank Pond on a fresh ice surface. Dana McKeel, Peter Curtis, and an all-star production crew here with Game On. From Toronto, and the puck comes out to center ice. Team Clark Weaver Corson, the team in dark jerseys, looking to come out with a whole lot of zest here in the third period. They're down by 2 goals, and we've got a whistle on the play.
Well, it's a short 31-second shift for both teams. With some conversations taking place. The Flyers Nats have had some nasty games, but that's a little bit of Flyers Marlies as well. Certainly the Flyers know they're tops in the conference, and everyone's chasing after you. So a little bit of a sporting rivalry taking place.
Looked like Wyatt Johnston wanted to have some words with Wendell Clark over at the bench.
You better get on YouTube in a hurry and figure out what kind of game Wendell plays.
Yeah,
Don't look
exactly.
at the goals and assists. You got to move over. There was a couple more columns to look at the PIMs.
That's not a good idea if you want to haggle with Wendell Clark. He's standing on the bench, and he is not somebody you want to tangle with on the ice.
And when you look, his son came through this group, Dana. I mean, minor midget top prospect game. Totally different than his dad's kind of game. And same with Max Domi. Totally different than Ty Domi's game. So even Dylan Corson back in the day, a lot more skill, as Shane was known as that physical kind of guy. So the sons of NHLers playing a little bit different than their dads did.
And as you mentioned that, we still remember that memorable hockey game you and I did together at Variety Village, Victoria Village Arena, Don Mills Flyers, Toronto Marlboros hockey game. Max Domi in the lineup for the Don Mills Flyers. That was an experience of a lifetime.
The infamous brawl that led to many suspensions, and it was all caught on TV. And you know what the best part was? People saw all the AAA kids getting the big suspensions as well, and they said, okay, as long as we know it affects everybody. But yeah, you and I were caught off guard that night. Marlies, Flyers, a Subban was involved, a Domi was involved, a Matt Bouillard from the Toronto Marlies was involved. And all in all, it could have been a lot uglier than it was.
I blame it all on Subban, Jordan Subban, who came up and high stick the players that were behind the net and precipitated the brawl.
Well, it set off, and you and I were in shock because obviously we knew the TV cameras were capturing everything, but it was having it on tape, and everyone in Toronto saw it and then realized, okay, yeah, you guys got to fight, but you also got some big suspensions that hurt your season there. So a learning lesson for everyone is when one fight starts, everyone else get out of there. That second, that third, that fourth fight, those are some doozy suspensions.
Yeah, 8 to 11 games each, if not more, as those penalties were meted out. Those suspensions were handed out, cost them a good portion of the season. Here we are underway. Stop on a dime, and that was Francisco Curry. Curry can really fly with the best of them along the right wing boards. Devin Nagra along the wing. Here's Danny Zilkin. He's got Demke with him, but he was ridden off the puck on the play. Luca Ree is out there as well. Both teams changing on the fly. No doubt the coaches are going to become a little more active here in the third period with line changes and matchups.
We want to keep them quick here. It's a long game, 3 20-minute periods. Usually the league games are 3:15. Yes, the benches are smaller, but there's a lot more shifts available tonight. You've got to pace yourself.
Dean with the play. Here's Josh Bloom. Bloom's got 3 players all over him. Here's Dean with the puck as they set up Del Monte, top of the circle. Hinckley with the pass. Long shot from the point. There's Ethan Del Mastro on the play. Team Graves, Primo Tucker on the fly. In on the forecheck, Josh Bloom. He's out there with Ryan Del Monte. And we got a penalty coming up. It's a delayed penalty, and it's going to go against Team Graves, Primo Tucker. 6th attacker comes out on the ice. Nolan Dan on the right side. The pass. Mystery with the backhanded pass. That was a no-look pass. Shot that goes over the net and out of play, and we've got a cross-checking penalty coming up.
It'll be the third power play for the Clark Weaver Corson squad in black. They're 1 for 2. The first power play was slow, it was sluggish, it was early in the game. The second one was an awesome play from Othman to right to make it onto the board. And here comes Othman, right, Mystery, Clark. Like we said, the Don Mills players are united as Armsby's out there on the left side. It's all Flyers on this power play.
Wright lost the faceoff for the first time here tonight. Clark, as Team Clark Weaver Corson still able to hold it in the offensive zone.
That's a big save by Moncada right there. No one in the building giving the big cheer, but Wright had a wide open shot.
O'Donnell, and he was watched on the play. James Norton coming up with the save. Real tight one-on-one situation, and you're right, Peter, Sam Moncada coming up with a beautiful save. He's a prize package in the net for Team Gray's Primo Tucker.
Well, that's going to take away the power play in a hurry. It'll be a minute 34 of 4-on-4 hockey. And a little bit more room out there for this skill to be on display.
Liam Armsby. Or correction, that'll be Brant Clark, who goes off. And Josh Bloom has got a minute 29 seconds left in his penalty. So, Peter, it's going to be wide open. Moncada with the save. A beautiful shot from the far side by Adam Fantilli. And this is another guy that can really fly, Peter.
Oh, Fantilli's an underager. And I like what Mark Slauson, the coach, has done here. Pinelli and Fantilli, they work together with the Red Wings. They're both great offensive players. They're out on the 4-on-4. Lots of space for them to try and craft a goal here.
9 Toronto Red Wings in the lineup for Team Clark Weaver Corson. Here's Bonsteele trying to keep it in. He was watched closely by Wyatt Johnston. All on the boards. Romeo with the shot. Dead on. Loose puck. Another loose puck. Nagra. He's got control of it. Takes it behind the net. He's going to clear this one off the glass. Chase, here's Johnston with the puck. And he was forechecked quite closely by Francisco Pinelli, and Bonsteele in on the play. And nice save by James Norton to hold the puck with 40 seconds left in the penalty to Josh Bloom. 1 minute and 6 seconds left to Brant Clark.
Well, lots of room to craft that extra play. You can see players hanging on a minute longer, a second longer, trying to get something going here. As Fishman, that lone Mississauga Rebels player, he's got some very good offensive skills here. He's going to like that open ice here.
Ania. So he puts it behind the net. Coming up on the play, number 14, Iki Kugawa. Kugawa gets over the blue line, bursts of speed, holds onto the puck, and then the shot just wide of the net. Very deceiving player coming along the left wing boards. Along the boards, Ryan Gillespie. He's got a knee out there as well. Comes to the left side. Here's Schmidt. That was a screen shot, dead on. Luca Del Belbelou's out there as well. The prize package from the Toronto Red Wings. High pass cleared into the offensive zone, and both teams are going to change on the fly. Here's Del Mastro as he gets over the blue line. Following up on the play is Fishman and Forrester. Hinckley as he takes the puck back out at center ice. Fishman will clear it down into the offensive zone, and we're going to see another change on the fly. And Peter, no doubt these coaches are now getting into lineups and matchups.
Well, it's going quickly here. Not many whistles. You got to be ready on the bench for your next shift. This is tough. I mean, you see it in regular season games as well. When you don't have a lot of whistles, I mean, your coaching has to be quick because players need to focus on the fact they got to get out there in 2 minutes or less.
Ethan Mystery playing the right defense. He's a left-handed shot. Does quite well out there. Along the boards. Cleared by Artem Guriev. We haven't heard too much of him in the early going of this third period, but he's out there with his defense partner, Mayu. Going hard to the boards. This number 8, Anthony Denke of the Toronto Titans. He'll go off the ice, and he looks like a little frosty after hitting the ice like that. Shot dead on, glove save by James Norton, and we got a couple of guys who want to have a few words to say. This is Bonsteel and Zilkin.
Bonsteel, the defenseman, following in his brother's footsteps, who played in the game a couple years ago. And Zilkin with a little bit of a hockey rivalry. The linesman got in quickly. And James Norton, Bonsteel's partner during the club level from the Senators, coming in steady.
Bonsteel, 6 foot, 165 pounds with the Mississauga Senators. Here's Wright. Burst of speed over the blue line. The pass, following up on the play, was Chandler Romeo. Out there as well as Liam Arnsby, as both penalties have dissolved. And teams are at full strength, going the full length of the ice. Here's Bloom. Following up on the play, Del Monte. Bloom and Del Monte work very well. The chemistry is very good between the two of them. Here's Wright, just over the blue line, looking for the pass to Clark. Clark in on net. Second opportunity, third opportunity, and we see a whole lot of hacking and whacking in the crease. Moncada maintaining his position.
He wasn't giving up. He was holding both posts. It wasn't going to get slid underneath him. He has a conversation with Wright, who says, what a great save. You look at the replay there. Look at Moncada hold the post. He's in a full flex there, 180 degrees along the ice. And the officials are sensing it getting a little bit away here. They're going to go with the minor on both sides. It'll stay 5-on-5. You see a little bit of the feistiness. It was okay the first two periods. Physical. Now you're starting to see a couple of the face washes. And Troy Whetstone and Elias Matulis, the referees, have said, okay, someone's going to miss out on some playing time right now. And that'll usually settle things down in a game like this.
Pretty impressed with the way Sam Moncada was able to hold his position.
Well, Doug Ireland with the call. Not too often you get the coincidentals here, but I think the referees were sensing there's a little too much of that extra push-shove on the whistle. And right now the goal remains for the team in black. Clark, Weaver, Corson, the squad representing the Flyers, the Red Wings, the Senators. They need to get back on the board here. That one lone goal, very surprising with their firepower they have.
Beck with the pass. That was right out in front of the net. No one there to park it. Coming back for Team Clark, Weaver, Corson is Erdl. Kressler following up. Did not see it. Here comes Wyatt Johnston. 1-on-2 situation. He was looking to thread the needle on the play. Could not make it happen. Here's Erdl. Erdl, as he's knocked down on the play. Ethan Del Mastro showcasing a little bit of size, and no doubt things are getting a little more physical here with 11:50 left in this hockey game. Beck, a high shot that'll go into the offensive zone. Team Graves, Primo Tucker changing on the fly. Fantilli. Who's looking to get by Iki Kogawa. Kogawa stayed right with his man on the play. Mayu. That'll go into behind the net, chasing after it. Francisco Pinelli. Schmidt. That was a screen shot. A lot of traffic in front of Sam Moncada, and he's going to hold this one for a face-off.
Clock's ticking quickly here. 11:20 to go in the third. The goaltending has been great for both teams. All four goaltenders. Josh Rosenzweig, James Norton representing the team in black. And of course the Nats duo of Forbes, Andersen, and Samuel Moncada.
To the point. Shot off into the corner. Artem Guriev, the 6'2", 175-pound defenseman from the Toronto Marlboros. Rock solid defenseman at that. And they'll get the puck out into the offensive zone. Bonsteel. Out there on the forecheck is Tucker Robertson. The shot, it hit off a skate, goes off into the corner. Back to Guriev at the point. And that shot was steered off into the corner. It looked to be going on, dead on net, and was deflected off into the boards. A little bit of feistiness.
Play behind the net's going to lead to a power play.
We got the arm up in the air, and we're going to see more players coming out of the hockey game.
Oh, Bonsteel's face mask a little dislodged there, and you can see a little bit of a wrestling match. Jesse Fishman, the Rebel, along with Bonsteel, the Senators. We'll call it the Battle of Mississauga. But it's going to give the team in black another power play as Fishman went over the top there. Not sure if there was something we missed or the refs missed. He certainly made it very obvious to the referees on that call.
The penalties to Liam Armsby and Landon Cato have expired, so they've gone to their benches. So it's a 4-minute penalty against Jesse Fishman. And Peter, I'm going to defer to you on that call.
Double minor head contact, anything intentional, so that wrestling face mask as Zilkin comes on a one-man show on the penalty kill. And unfortunately, stick break. So yeah, an intentional face wash, that's a double minor, and there's a big chance for this team in black to get into it.
Say change it up. 5-on-4 in favor of Team Clark Weaver Corson. If there's any time to take advantage of it and get back into this hockey game, they're down by 2. Puck goes beyond Cato. Del Bell Blues out there on the ice with a Curry. Our Curry in behind the net with Ree. A Curry holding on to the puck. Here's Schmidt from the point. The pass just beyond Moncada. And this one will come out to center ice. Schmidt back to retrieve the puck. And he's being harassed by Demke. Ania. Schmidt. He's got Ree on the right side. Ree trying to get by his man. That's not going to happen. Here's Dean with the puck. Dean going to make his way around the defense. Clark comes off into the boards with Dean on the forecheck. Stick is being brought up in the air quite a lot, Peter.
Well, the forecheck is aggressive, especially on the penalty kill here. You look at what the team in white is being able to do. Del Monte, known for his offensive game, showing everyone, hey, I can commit to the PK as well, along with Dean out there.
Good back check on the play by Lane Hinckley. As Team Graves' Primo Tucker playing it tight defensively. They lead by 2 with just under 9 minutes left here in this Top Prospects game. To the point. Clark with a nice play. Del Monte looking 2 ways for Sunday on the play. Othman with the shot from the extreme corner. Moncada covered the angle quite well. This puck's going to go down the length of the ice, and Team Graves' Primo Tucker going to change on the fly. Clark Weaver Corson recognized that. They want to get the puck back into the offensive zone as quickly as possible. Mystery. Quick pass to Othman. Othman between the legs as Kressler comes up with the play just over the blue line and rammed into the boards by Guriev. And you know yourself, Peter, that is like hitting the Mack truck.
He's a big hitter. He's a legal hitter, though. It's nothing dirty, just big, solid hockey hits.
Moncada comes up with another beautiful save, and he's been scintillating here in the third. A loose puck. Mayu comes up with it, and he's going to shoot this one dead on. Count that as another shot on goal for Team Graves' Primo Tucker. 7:39 and counting here in this hockey game. Team Clark Weaver Corson looking to break out of their own zone. Johnston in on the forecheck. They break this one up. Bloom was ridden off the puck, knocked down to the ice by Bonsteel. And that's quite a matchup between those two. No doubt they have each other's license plate numbers. Here's Bloom again with the puck. Going from the right side, the shot, the left-handed shot. It was a weak shot on goal. James Norton handles that one and puts it back into play. Ertl. Kressler trying to thread that one. He couldn't get it through the maze of legs. And right out in front of the net. Chase for the puck. Justin O'Donnell in on the play. And O'Donnell looking for some backup help. Here's Jack Beck on the play. Francisco Pinelli on the check as well. We've got a penalty coming up. And holding is the call.
Calling penalties all the way through the game here as it picked it up, and that's going to be Bonsteel. He was holding on at the end, made it too obvious, and this will open up a power play for the team with the lead. 3-1, the team in white, Graves, Primo, Tucker. They haven't looked that great on the power play, so we'll see how they come out here. Niagara and Cato in unison, the Nats on the back end, and then Robertson, O'Donnell, and Beck, the Marlies forwards together. So the squads are sticking together here on the back end and the forwards.
Cato at the point. Here's Robertson looking to get it to Cato. Fake on the shot, goes to the right side. He's got Niagara with him. Lost control of the puck. This one's going to go down the length of the ice as Team Clark Weaver Corson looking to kill some time. Eric Bonsteel with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in his penalty for holding. Stopped right there. Tucker Robertson holding on to it on the pass from the face-off circle. Here's Robertson looking to backhand it out in front of the net. Cato from the extreme angle, and he was able to put the shot on net. James Norton comes down with a big save.
5:46 to go. You've got to kill off a penalty here down by 2, and then you've got to activate your defenseman. I mean, that's part of the plan. It doesn't matter if it's a prospects game or a league game. That is going to be the challenge. Mark Slosson's getting his defensemen ready, and thankfully he knows 3 of them pretty good. He coaches them regularly, and then you look at Anya, Romeo, and Bonsteel. They're going to have to jump in as well when they have the opportunity.
Hinckley coming in, and he checked for the player behind him, and we see a couple of whacks at the puck, and we've got a penalty coming up as well.
Well, that'll even it out. It'll be 4-on-4 for 52 seconds. And I wasn't sure if it's Del Mastro or Hinckley, a real heavy stick. Del Mastro trying to let referee Troy Whetstone know, hey, I'm just a big, strong guy. You know I didn't mean to hurt anybody there. It won't work. And it'll be 4-on-4.
Del Mastro at 6'1", 180 pounds. Another stud defenseman for the Toronto Marlboros. Boy, that's a big back line they've got in the Marlboros lineup. Here's Clark. The pass. Mystery. He's worked quite well with Clark on the D for Team Clark Weaver Corson. Right out in front of the net. Clark. Del Bell Blues out there as well on the forecheck. Breaking out of the own zone is Logan Mayu. And Danny Zelkin. Here's a breakaway on the play. This is Luca Del Bell Blues. And Moncada. What can you say about this guy?
It was a great shot. Del Bell Belluz with a nice little touch on the backhand. And Moncada, pure reflexes, takes it away.
Del Bell Blues. Puck whistled across the crease of the net. Here's Clark, and that one's dead on. A lot of pressure coming from Team Clark Weaver Corson with just over 4 minutes left here in this hockey game. Here's Clark. 1 man back. Pass. Curry takes a screen shot, and it deflects off the glass, and a whistle is called on the play.
Well, 56 seconds to go on a power play, down by 2, 4:22 to go. I mean, if we were less time, you might even think of pulling the goalie with the way teams think now at the pro and junior level. But certainly Romeo and the defenseman here, Bonsteel, they're going to cheat in a bit here on the power play.
Less than a minute left in the penalty to Ethan Del Mastro. Team Clark Weaver Corson with all kinds of pressure. Puck will go the length of the ice and handled quite gingerly by James Norton. Back for it. Bonsteel. Eric Bonsteel. Here's Wright. Trying to break out of their own zone. Just over the blue line. Arnsby on the forecheck, and we've got another whistle on the play. And no doubt, there seems to be some miscommunication with this lineup with Armsby, Othman, and Wright as they try to get over the blue line.
Oh, they were looking to make a good play, and sometimes you give up the pass. I mean, they were being very generous to their teammates, and sometimes you're like, just get the blue line. Just get the puck over, then we'll figure it out. And yeah, you want to come across the blue line with a great opportunity, but it's more important just to get possession in the attacking zone.
Wyatt Johnston, as he got over the blue line, and automatically he was besieged by a team of Clark Weaver Corson players. Long pass. Here's Nolan Dan along the right side, looking to backhand it out front. He's ridden off into the boards by Landon Cato. Erdl. playing it off the boards. Clark is calling for it at the point. Did not happen. Here's Demke as they break out of their own zone, just over the blue line. All 5 players coming up on the play, and that shot dead on. James Norton will handle that one with the glove hand with 3:05 left here in this top prospects game.
Well, you got to think, pull the goalie. You're down by 2. You've got a lot of great offensive skill. Maybe it's just waiting for the opportune face-off. As Coach Mark Slauson, he's got a lot of NHL experience, but they're looking at him. They know he's been in this loop. They're deferring to him on what they think that should take place. Certainly the goaltender has to be ready to skate to the bench area.
All 3 of them looking at Mark Slauson as to what to do next. That shot by Guriev, that was dead on. And Norton's going to hold on to that one as well. I'm looking at the Team Clark Weaver Corson bench, and you got Wendell on the extreme right with Shane Corson in the middle and Mike Weaver on the left. And you're saying to yourself, are they comparing notes? Are they getting ready to pull that goaltender?
Well, Weaver was the most offensive defenseman there. I mean, he knows what it likes to get the puck up. Wendell, of course, played that brute power forward kind of game. And Corson, he could win you a battle on the board. So they all have their own hockey expertise to rely on.
Boy, you're telling me a lot of experience there. Puck in behind the net. And right out in front, there was a hesitation as to clear the puck away. Here's Josh Bloom coming from the left side as the net is wide open. James Norton has gone to the bench, and we got a penalty coming up as Josh Bloom hit the boards real hard.
That was just a hit that you didn't need to throw right there. I mean, the puck and the goal-scoring opportunity were swallowed up. They weren't going to get a goal-scoring opportunity. A little bit of infliction of punishment there. Bloom looks like he's okay. They're going to call it interference as you look at the replay. Really not a play that you want to make at any time of the year. And I get it, you want to be physical, but down by 2 now makes it very interesting to see what the strategy will be for the team in black.
Andre Ania going off for 2 minutes. That'll take him for most of the balance of the game. And we got another whistle on the play. This faceoff is so important. Taking it for Team Gray's Primo Tucker in the center ice, in the circle is Zach Dean, another player from the Toronto Young Nats. In behind the net, here's Del Monte. Bloom is calling for the puck. Behind the net, this is Zach Dean to Del Monte. Again, Bloom is calling for it. Far side, Ethan Del Mastro. Bloom, he takes the shot. He was going for the short corner. And this one's going to go down the length of the ice and bounce. Sam Moncada is going to handle this one. And he'll play it off the boards and quickly get Team Gray's Primo Tucker back on the offense. Zach Dean. Del Monte. Bloom. They work so well in unison. Dean. Del Monte. In the faceoff circle, this one just beyond James Norton. He was going to try and glove it. That shot was blocked. And here comes Team Clark Weaver Corson as they look to break this one out. Fantilli in a 1-on-2 situation, and he just missed a beautiful check by Ethan Del Mastro. Del Mastro hit the deck, cleaned the ice on the play. Jack Beck. Quick breakout. Here's Wright. Coming along the right side, looks for the pass. And we got another whistle on the play. This one's going to lead to a penalty, and we've got a few words being said between Danny Zilkin and Eric Bonsteel again, and these two have been chirping at each other for over a period.
Well, Fishman's going to the box with the hook. So this is going to even out 4-on-4. You got to pull the goalie now, Dana. You have a face-off in the attacking zone. Mark Slauson realizes that. 54 seconds to go. This is still up there. This is not done deal right now when you look at the firepower that you have in the team in black.
Shane Wright on the face-off. Cato going off into the corner, looking to clear it out of their own zone. The pressure's on. Here's Wright with the puck. They're down by 2. Bell Belouz, and a shot in the goal! Hoffman comes up on a rebound by Luca Del Belouz, on the play, and it's now a 3-2 hockey game with 35 seconds left here in this Top Prospects game.
And still 4-on-4, kind of looked like a power play because the team in black had pulled their goalie. Othman, very opportunistic. He had the great setup of the first goal. This one's an easy one off to the side. He's had a really strong game tonight, and with 36 seconds to go, the team in black looks like they're calling for a timeout as they try to get things organized.
Brendan Othman, one of those players that continue to fly with the Don Mills Flyers program.
We have an extra player on the ice right now, though. That'll help you score a goal. Finelli's got to go off right now.
As they pull the goaltender. So it'll be 5-on-4 for 35 seconds. Here comes more pressure. The right line is still on with Othman. Here's Clark. Clark looking to tie it up. Pass to the corner. Right out in front of the net. McAdam comes up with a beautiful save and a scramble for it. And the puck is still loose, but the officials have already ruled it with 19 seconds left here in this Top Prospects game. Peter, the action in front of Sam Moncada was something fierce.
Desperate, but is it too late? I mean, that's lost puck right there. We saw 9 bodies, 10 bodies. Who's not near the puck right there? One player coming in at the end, and the puck always comes loose as soon as the ref blows the whistle. It's Murphy's Law. Right now, the team in black, their penalties off the board, so they have a true 6-on-4 here. Moncada needs a second. They doesn't get it as the puck is dropped.
That was an important face-off. Clark keeps it in. 11 seconds and counting left in this Top Prospects game. Clark Weaver Corson down by 1. Right out in front of the net. Moncada, second opportunity. There's a scramble for it. And they're saying that there's a goal.
But there's no time on the clock. The horn just went. I heard the horn after it entered the net. I think we're going to OT. That looked like a good goal.
And Clark is claiming the goal. We'll have to take a look at this one, Peter, because there was a mad scramble in front of the net. Sam Moncada held his position as much as he could, but the puck was lost.
I had the horn going after it was in the net. I clearly heard the horn. There's a linesman and a ref. They're looking up at the clock. There's a back referee, so you know the crew's got it. They are going to count the goal, and we are going to go into an NHL-style overtime, partner. I definitely did not hear the horn until after the referee had signaled it in the net.
Wow. So that is the case, and Peter, we've got overtime now. There will be NHL-style overtime format, 5-minute stop time with 3-on-3 overtime period. If neither team has scored, we will resort to a best-of-5 shootout format. Boy, you gotta love it. Talk about action here at Scotiabank Pond in this Top Prospects game.
Well, I don't know what there is to argue about. Darcy Tucker's trying to get a call, but the referee was in great position. 4 official crew to listen for the buzzer. And now they've set it up for the overtime, so it'll be an exciting OT period.
And I'm looking at the benches and noticing Wendell Clark having some words with Darcy Tucker, the opposing benches.
A little gamesmanship here, but it will be an NHL-style overtime. The crew is in good position, absolutely good position, and they're going to go over the rules in a hurry here. We get a little bonus hockey.
Well, the fans love it. They're just soaking this up.
A little bit of desperation. That penalty at the end was a legit penalty that gave them the opportunity to pull the goalie and go for it.
Should be interesting to see who comes out on the ice first for both squads. And no doubt Mark Slauson is comparing notes with Wendell Clark, Mike Weaver, and Shane Corson as to who's going to come out on the ice. Same goes for Adam Graves, Wayne Primo, and Darcy Tucker comparing notes with Dan Del Monte.
Well, 3-on-3, it can be so discouraging for the team in white. Was having an amazing night, up by 2. They had suffocated this team in black. But some hard work and 2 grinding goals, partner. They weren't beauties, they were grinding. And we're going to an NHL-style overtime. You look out there, 3 Marlies, 3 Flyers, head-to-head. Looks like both coaches want to keep the squads together. Mayu, the defenseman, on the back. Clark on the back. Straight up 2 forwards, 1 D against each other.
Boy, talk about matchup. Marlborough's against the Flyers in this top prospects
Look at
game here
Mayhew
at
come in.
Scotiabank Pond. Burst of speed over the line. Here's Johnston, Wyatt Johnston, intercepted on the play.
Dangerous pinch now by Robertson. 2-on-1.
Here's Wright with the puck over the blue line. Got up with them and was not able to get around the defenseman. Othman and right there, right in front of the net. Moncada held his position again. Here's Clark with the puck. He's got Othman over in the far wing. Takes it on the backhand, second opportunity, and Moncada holds on to it.
Oh, premature celebration. It was a great pass, great shot, and both squads are going to change it up here. A fresh three come out. The Toronto Young Nats threesome there. We know what Del Monte can do with a little bit of room, so let's see what happens. And a bit of a mix here as the Pinelli, the Red Wings star offensive player, comes out to kind of cancel out Del Monte.
Sam Moncada with an outstanding save. Here's Dean with the puck. An opportunity, score! Del Monte from Dean, and that wins it for Team Graves, Primo Tucker. And I've never seen such an all-star team so jubilant in an overtime victory like this.
Those were the pretty plays they were using in practice. Remember at the start I said, hey, the team in black had a little intensity. Team in white was doing the fluffy little great plays. And what an entertaining third period. The 10th edition partner, I've been here for them all. They've all been a little bit different. But the one thing that's a little bit different every year is just seeing the new names and the excitement they have around this entire event. Under Armour's got to be happy. The players loved all the product they got yesterday. And of course, what a great goal to score it in OT.
Zach Dean to Ryan Del Monte. And Del Monte's able to get it beyond James Norton for the winning goal here in overtime. Took 52 seconds into the overtime period to make it happen, Peter. Talk about an outstanding top prospects game here at Scotiabank Pond.
Well, we thought we'd be off to the races with the offensive side of the game. They settled into that physical defensive affair. The players had a little bit of hockey rivalry going. That ended up making the penalty box a little bit of a train station in the third period. A lot of commuters going in and out. And ultimately, it got the team in black back into it with the last second goal. And this 3-on-3 solved it very quickly in 52 seconds.
Team Graves, Primo Tucker celebrating this victory. And we'll have the post-game awards being presented. That is one Major League trophy. That looks like the Stanley Cup trophy right there.
It is making its debut. When the event started, no one thought of a team trophy. They had obviously the MVP from each team. And someone made a decision, you know what, we're approaching year 10. We're going to get a trophy, and we're going to start etching names in. Now, I know the Stanley Cup can say, hey, you're not allowed to do that. That's only me. But yes, there is a top prospects trophy now. And what a way to go in the 10th edition.
Peter, we've seen a lot of outstanding hockey players here in the GTHL from the past. People like Red Kelly, Bruce Boudreau, Kevin Weeks, who played with the Toronto Red Wings, Tyler Seguin, Toronto Young Nats, Connor McDavid, the Toronto
sports
Marlboros.
apparel partner of the GTHL and shares our goal
Outstanding
to
hockey
make all
here.
of our
Let's
athletes
listen
reach
in on
their
the public
full
address
performance
announcer.
potential. Daniel Broussard, Director of Player Recruitment for the Ontario Hockey League, and Don West, President of the Greater Toronto Hockey League, will be presenting both Tyler Craig Memorial MVP winners. The player of the game from Team Graves Primo Tucker is number 12, Ryan Del Monte. And your player of the game from Team Clark Weaver Corson is number 12, Shane Wright. Would Ryan Del Monte from Team Graves Primo Tucker. 1 second, sorry. Would number 12, Ryan Del Monte from Team Graves Primo Tucker, please come forward to accept the GTHL Top Prospects Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 GTHL Top Prospects Champions, Team Graves Primo Tucker.
As they're wrapping things up here, Peter, and the team from Team Graves Primo Tucker celebrating with their 4-3 overtime victory over Team Clark Weaver Corson. You couldn't ask for a better matchup between these two squads.
Well, great final period, and of course the OT made it exciting. And once again, 40 players recognized here. It's only December, a long way to go in the season, and we have a lot of great events to look forward to.
Yeah, a lot of great tournaments coming up. The Toronto Marlborough's Minor Midget Classic is coming up, as well as the OHL Cup that'll be coming up in March. See all the action right here at Scotiabank Pond. Two great events to check out for all the fans that are big fans of GTHL hockey. Also looking at these MVPs, first from Team Graves Primo Tucker, Ryan Del Monte. That was your choice all the way along, wasn't it?
Well, certainly you get the game winner in a game like that. That's something to get excited about. And for the players, that handshake, it's back to your club team and a little bit of a long season
and
to go.
all the arena staff here at the Scotiabank Pond, I'm Doug Ireland, thanking you all for coming out tonight.
And Doug Ireland signing off here, did an outstanding job as he wraps up everything here at Scotiabank Pond. Shane Wright, the MVP for Team Clark Weaver Corson, and he's an exceptional player, Peter. We'll hear more about him in the future. We're going to wrap up everything here from Scotiabank Pond. For Peter Curtis, I'm Dana McKeel and an all-star production crew with Game On, thanking you for watching the top prospects here on the GTHL. Bye for now, everybody.